What's up? Welcome to another installment from Evolve Skills. It's me, your host. That's right, Ian. For those who don't know who I am, I'm more or less new to the YouTube game. Um, been a fan of many YouTubers for many years, and because of COVID and because of my own personal illness, I decided to dip my hand seriously in this genre, so to speak. I'm gonna tell you up front, I suffer from a little bit of memory issues, so you may hear me repeat myself, but it's all good. Hey, it happens with age, man. You gotta live with it, right? Anyway, back to today's topic: Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Yo, I love this movie. It's not perfect, but it's a huge improvement over the stuff we were getting before. I mean, look at this. Granted, it's a poster of Superman, but that alone should be able to tell you how this movie's gonna look. I'm not even getting the storyline right now, because I'll get to that later. That's where most of my problems lie. The artwork in this movie is beyond crisp. It's non-bulky like the previous Superman movies. I mean, look at our Man of Steel. It gives you the feeling of classic Superman movies when I'm talking about the animated movies, but just modern enough with the line work that you know is something from more recent years. The other Superman movies that came up before, ex- I can't remember correctly, but I would exclude Doomsday. I don't think it had the same build, but I could be mistaken. I'll probably go back on a later date and look at it, but not for this. Superman looked like he was from the '90s version of a comic book line that Marvel did with Captain America. Every time I saw it, I felt nauseated, but I can't really say it was the artist's fault or was it the studio's fault. I'm more leaning towards the studio because I don't think the artist would want to build a Superman that way unless they're instructed to. But I could be wrong. If anyone knows, tell me in the comments. But back to Superman. Look at these clean lines. It's a work of art. Comic movie art, but I know, sad joke. But let's go back to the meat and potatoes of why you're here. And that would be dealing with the storyline of Superman. Man, Man of Tomorrow. But the storyline really picks up with some flashbacks of events of Superman's life when he was a child, trying to give you a structure of what his life was before he became Superman. I mean, the first thing he did really was save people, of course. I'm trying not to be too detailed into the the layout of the movie. Better yet, I won't be giving any real details about the movie, except for two of the main components of it. I'm going to leave the villain out, but everything else I'll comment on. But back to Superman. His first iteration in this new I guess universe that DC's making for the animated universe was successful as far as I'm concerned. We had a complete story. We know why Superman is the way he is in his story because he is similar to past Superman animated characters, but different in his own way. In many ways, you remind me a little bit, not a lot, so don't freak out, a little bit of the last Superman movie. Just waiting to hear the booze. Nothing yet? Okay. I'm not talking about um Justice League. I'm actually talking about I'm not talking about a god awful Superman versus Batman or Batman v Superman. I know some people like it. I didn't. It was just structured way too weird. But no reason to litigate the past, right? I'm actually talking about how his relationship with his parents worked out as the same way it did in Man of Steel. Wait, that is the movie name, right? Give me a second, let me check that out. Hmm. I know what you're saying. How can you be doing this without knowing your subject? I'll say it again. Memory is crap. I'm not going to remember everything. So bear with it, all right? All right. But yeah, Man of Steel. One of my most least favorite Superman movies. And I'm not talking about the guy who acted Superman. He did the best he could with the storyline. But the overall of that story was uh, was just not right. I'm not even talking about the fact that Superman snapped somebody's neck. But back to my main topic. Uh, back to the main topic. He mirrors him a little. He has some of that reluctant behavior of showing his face to public, which makes sense because his parents keep on telling him to be careful. Make him slightly paranoid, which is understandable. And besides that, you also have to deal with the fact that he's like the first public superhero alien on the planet. If you listen closely to the story, you'll hear Easter eggs about other superpower beings. Okay, even one from Gotham. And yes, I'm talking about Batman. He exists. He exists before Superman in his universe, which makes a lot of sense. It's a really cool Easter egg. I suggest you listen up for it. But as for the storyline, it was pretty good. You know why Superman's the way he is. You know what he had to do, and you know how he went about getting it done. Granted, it was not a lot of surprises when it comes to Superman himself, but the world around him did surprise me a lot and how it interact. One of the staples, and it's not spoiler because you know it is a Superman movie, she has to be there. Lois Lane, and if you squint real hard, you can see Lex Luthor in the background. Lois Lane in this story for me, how should I put this? I don't see the attraction. If I was Superman, I'd be attracted to a smart, strong-willed woman. That's not a problem. But to be honest, she seems to be the kind of person who step over a friend for a story. I can never be interested in somebody like that. She was in the story, but she wasn't really. Her side story was kind of weak. I didn't like it. I would have preferred if she was in the movie, but doing an investigation about a criminal to give it like a subplot or something. This is just showing her being arrogant and kind of sleazy when it comes to her fellow reporters. Skipping ahead, Lexus in this movie, you can't beat him. Made me wish I had him in Batman versus Superman movie. This is classic Lex. None of that weird stuff. An eagle. Wait, there's an eagle or ego? Well, an ego-driven man who believes he's better than anyone else. I would step on you like a roach to get it done. No qualms, no hard feelings, no feelings at all. You're not even worth it for him. That's the Lex I want. And that's the Lex he is. And I love it. His storyline was really not that strong. I was kind of upset by it. Who else is in this? Well, you know what? I really can't tell you anyone else except for the two humans and Superman himself. The only thing I can tell you is that go see this movie. You will love it. It's fast paced when it needs to be. It slows down a little bit in I would say the middle beginning-ish part of it, but it speeds up rapidly after that. It, it hits the pace on a reasonable speed to keep you enjoyed, keep you engaged. That's the best word to use. And what else? Huh. It's kind of hard to do this without giving spoilers. Oh, my biggest gripe about this has to be the ending, the big battle. Only thing I truly dislike about this movie, outside of the one or two things I mentioned earlier. But even with that small part, it's still worth getting this movie or watching it, I'm starting to think maybe DC just don't know how to end their movies. Because I love Shazam. The ending disappointed me. I love Wonder Woman. That ending disappointed me. Aquaman, yeah, his ending sort of disappointed me. Not much. And everything else is not worth mentioning in this DC universe. Well, there's not much other than that to say. The only thing I want you guys to do now is what? Comment at the bottom. If you like what I'm doing here, please follow. Help me grow this channel. You can follow me on Evolve Plus for gaming news, video uploads for games, and sometimes even game related movies and stuff like that if they ever come out. To be honest, the only video games movie that came out that's worth it was what? Sonic, Pokemon, and the first Mortal Kombat. My God, only three. This is indeed sad. That's a good question. I'm gonna pull a poll on this. I want you guys to tell me what good video game movies came out, and I may watch it, do a little review, and tell others about it. All right, guys. Good night. Stay safe and wear a mask. Or don't. If you don't, just stay away from me.